Well, welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to discuss at least three topics each week. If you are back for more of our foolishness, we thank you for putting up with us once again. And if this is your first time tuning in, we are glad you found us. And as always, we apologize in advance. So, in case you don't know, the three of us are our point person and our optimistic realist. We refer to her as Star.
United we stand, divided we fall. Tired of those pantyhose, two sizes small. Rest in peace, Booger.
Aww.
Buffalo butt in the building.
Buffalo butt. Aww. Aw, that's so sad. And our man in the middle, and our voice of reason, we call him Magic.
Make my funk the P-funk.
I wants to get funked up.
Can you imagine to be your funk?
And bringing up the rear, as always, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group, and they call me Storm.
My drink just kicked in. Let's go.
Well, mine been and kicked in, so we better go, because I'll be sleeping I'll be sleeping a minute.
I feel left out.
Over the hell life.
Well, get you some.
Right.
So, as Star alluded to, I was going to wait until the end, but as Star alluded to, Bookman, dead.
Icon.
An iconic character. Now, I was surprised that he was still alive to this point, to tell you the truth. But, yeah. Iconic character. Buffalo Butt, Bookman, Booger.
Oh, real name Johnny Brown.
Yeah, rest in peace, Johnny Brown. Yeah, definitely an iconic character. If you are Black and our age, you are very familiar with the character of Bookman, the super in the projects.
Cabrini Green.
Cabrini Green, correct. On Good Times. Yeah, definitely an iconic character. And rest in peace to him. And lots of comic relief with that character.
Okay, I'm looking at Wikipedia, which I know is not necessarily factual, but apparently my man's also did the Flip Wilson Show, the Jeffersons, Family Matters, Sister Sister, the Jamie Foxx Show, the Wayans Brothers, and Martin. And the 1970 film, The Out of Towners.
I remember him being on a couple of things, but I think he fell into the same trap.
Playing the same character,
that JJ, I keep calling him JJ.
I'm fucking everybody.
That Jimmy Walker, had, and which is that the characters were so iconic that they were typecast into them. And I mean, Jimmy Walker is still on my TV playing, talking about dynamite. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was, well, yes, but I remember when I was little, him complaining about that. And, but now I think he just embraces it. And he's like, okay, fine. Y'all gonna pay me to be JJ, then I just be JJ,
Right.
But, at the time, and I can imagine that it was probably, very aggravating that he couldn't get a role in any different kind of
I remember the dude played the hell out of the role, so I can't
I
act
mean,
like he
clearly,
can't act.
yeah. I mean, he's still doing it.
Time twister.
Well, it was.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you talking about? Oh,
I
you talking about
remember.
Taste?
I remember the dude that played Roger Thomas um, saying the same thing, and then he got cast in. And then he got cast in that Malcolm X film, and that was like the only thing I ever saw him in outside of What's Happening. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he was
What's
also on
happening
Everybody
now?
Hates Chris.
Oh
Well, same character though. He was also on Everybody Hates Chris, and he was
Very
actually
underrated
phenomenal
show.
on that. Yeah, and he was very funny on that show. So, I mean, people miss out when they typecast, actors. I think
Yeah, give folks
a
some
lot of the
range.
time. Yeah, I mean,
Offer them some range.
yeah, for real.
Holly Berry played a crackhead. Anything can be done.
Okay.
So I have one local rest in peace, Mama Sandra. Um, Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Black woman, and even more so internally. She was just, she was a great woman, activist. Uh, she did a lot of work with the youth and seniors and the community. And she was just one of those people that, you didn't meet a person, you didn't meet a person, I'm sorry, who did not like her or had an ill word to say about her at all. And she gave selflessly, I'm tired, of herself um, to the people. And it wasn't just, it wasn't for show or media write-ups or anything like that. She was just as active behind closed doors as she was in front of anybody's camera. So, well done, Mama Sandra. Rest in power.
Yep.
Do that,
Shout out
queen.
to her.
Look down on the rest of us and inspire us to be more like you.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Exactly.
She
Inspire us to be, better people.
for sure. Said it. She
I mean,
definitely
because you
set
know
the
what?
bar, set the example.
Yeah.
To be honest, I really feel I admire people who are philanthropic in that manner, in giving of their time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I aspire to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, then I
You
got
gotta
to put
put
on
Gotta
on
get this money
pants. You
pants
right
gotta
and
put on
first.
pants, right?
yeah, right. I got to put on pants. I got to leave the house, and it just,
Lord have mercy.
that kind of
The
fizzles out
whole
for me.
thing.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's the whole thing.
Kinda need you to put on pants.
Start at home.
Yeah, but shout out to all the people who are philanthropic.
And are for the
You know,
people, for the right things in this world.
Yes, even
including
if
the
you're
love of
gone,
my
you cannot be
life.
forgotten.
Yeah.
But I also have birthdays. Got two birthdays coming up. Actually, one birthday was the second, which is my friend's mama, who is like my mama. Her name is Mama Bino. Shout out to her. And then my actual mama and my uncle born on the same day, but not twins. They were born several years apart. Um, they are on the 6th. So happy birthday, mama and uncle. Hopefully you will never hear any of these trifling episodes, but just in case you do, I thought about you.
All love, all
Happy
love.
birthday, y'all. I find that so fascinating. My kid was in class with a girl who I was talking to her mother, and she had two kids born on the same birthday,
Mm-hmm.
but a year apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both of my nieces had the same birthday and they're 2 years apart.
Yeah, that's just so fascinating to me.
Well, not
Yeah.
to me. It's exactly 9 months after my brother's birthday. I was scared to fuck up my birthday for decades.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever. Anyway, um,
Let's get on with the fuckery.
Yeah, let's get on with it. So, Star, you wanted to talk about current events.
I mean,
I
social
mean,
social media is hilarious to me. Like, it's definitely
Yep.
that bandwagon mentality. Like, oh, we're supporting this week, yay! And then
I agree.
Hmm.
and then you find out things later on, and it's like, dang, like I'll never forget when the whole uh Juicy Smollier thing came about, and
Did you call
it
him
was
Juicy?
yeah, whatever.
You had to see the
That's
screenshot.
hilarious.
The French actor. Um, so when that whole thing came about, people were like, justice for Juicy. And you saw, I mean, Juicy, well, whatever. But you saw these, like, Facebook, what do you call them? Those pictures, the little profile pictures changing, justice for Juicy, and all of this other stuff. And it's like this, as soon as I heard that
Okay,
story,
we know his name ain't Juicy, right?
yeah, we know his
It
name ain't Juicy.
is.
Okay.
Right. But as soon as I heard that story, initially I was like, dang, that's messed up. And then like right after that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
That
the
don't
math ain't mathing.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was kind of like one of them things like, yeah, I'm not ready to jump on that. I mean, if it did happen, that's a horrible thing, and I hope he gets justice, but we gonna wait this one out. And
I agree.
so
The internet never does.
so
Yeah,
social media, it's like very little research, very little knowledge about whatever the topic is. And so
exactly.
the latest one is this whole Russia Ukraine thing and how, black and brown folks, oh, pray for Ukraine and this, that, and the other. Don't get me wrong, war is terrible,
And
I
how
mean,
dare
there's just
Russia do
nothing
the
even to
same
be
shit
said about
America
that.
been doing since before Manifest Destiny?
Exactly. But, now all of that's quiet down, especially in our communities where, now you're seeing how they doing black and brown folks over there. And it's like, oh, now fuck Ukraine. Um,
And
Like
see,
what? Eastern Europe is racist? Who knew?
who
exactly,
fuck knew? If you knew
exactly.
anything, right? Like, yeah, whatever.
And
Western
I
Europe ain't
and
that damn great.
I'm of the mindset that two things can be true simultaneously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it's like I find it really fucked up how Putin is doing the Ukrainians. Like I feel bad for them. But I also feel bad and I find it really fucked up how the Ukrainians are treating, the mostly the African students that are over there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
two things can be true. I can feel for both of them simultaneously. I don't have to, the internet would want me to pick a side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The internet's like, well, no, you can't feel bad for the Ukrainians when they're treating the Africans like that. Yes, I can. I
Yeah.
feel bad for the Africans, but I can also feel bad for the Ukrainians because it's fucked up all the way around.
It is fucked up all the way around. But like I said, I just find it real hilarious how now all of that has quieted down since, you know,
Well,
it's
only
like,
for black people
yeah,
because don't nobody else give a fuck.
no, absolutely not. Oh, they doing y'all bad over there. Okay, sucks.
Right, we do y'all bad over here, so what?
Right. Right.
Right, whatever.
I'm sure they used to.
Right.
We
You
gon'
know?
make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make
Yeah, pretty much.
it.
So, I mean, I hope it all works out, honestly. Putin lost his goddamn mind, but I think he didn't count on, and I did not give the international community credit. I will admit. when Biden was out here saying, if you invade, there will be consequences. I was like, yeah, what y'all really gonna do to him?
Selling.
And they really ain't done anything to him per se, but they have cracked the fuck down on these oligarchs.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw where some of them have lost over half of their wealth, just so far, and they're losing it rapidly because their assets are being seized in foreign countries, and the ruble ain't worth the paper it's printed on at this point. So, yeah. So I think that strategy is actually what's going to work, because I think those oligarchs are going to be in Putin's ear like, listen.
Well, hitting them in the pocket always works.
Always works. And, so shout out to the international community for at least, what they're doing on that front.
Study history, people. Nothing much really changes. Sorry, my blackness will not allow me to be patriotic.
Oh, well, this didn't have anything to do with patriotism. I just,
Like I said earlier, I find it hilarious that we're mad at Russia for doing the same shit America been doing.
Well, I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily true. What
Ask
America
South
does
America.
is something. Yeah, what America does is something completely different.
Yeah, we set up bases.
What Putin is trying to do is something completely different than what America does. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, two things can be true simultaneously. What America tends to do is also fucked up, but it's not what that is, is what I'm saying.
Got it.
But, anyway. Yeah, let's just hope, because, they've taken over the largest nuclear facility in Europe now. So let's hope.
Yeah.
Oh well, they took over that, but
real early.
Yeah, let's hope. Yeah, but no, they took over another one. I want to believe, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. All I know is I hope that Putin hasn't gone ass raving mad and is going to start World War III complete with nuclear weapons.
Ass raving
mad. I mean, that's all I can think. That's all I can hope for.
Cold going mad. Cold going.
You say got him crazy. Oh, anyway.
That video had the best side boob of any video in history, but yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
That was my theme song.
Anyway, so shout out to the Ukrainians that are, first of all, it's a whole bunch of them
grabbing the guns and going to work.
Exactly. I was going to say it's a whole bunch of them that aren't part of the military that were like, you know what? I'm about to go shoot some Russians.
We're not taking this shit.
Because what I'm not finna do is be cowered in a shelter while and this is men and women, Ukrainians, by the way. I'm not about to, be cowered in a shelter while these Russians are coming in here to take over our country. Nah, I'm about to shoot a few of them and take a few of them out with me. So, shout out to them, but also shout out to the Africans who are being treated very badly and not allowed to leave because they're trying to give Ukrainians priority in leaving the country, which is real fucked up. But also, I don't understand why y'all didn't leave a month ago when y'all knew this shit was in pit. But never mind. Never mind.
I knew he was a lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, everybody kept saying that this shit was about to happen. What, y'all didn't believe it? I don't know. Star, you also wanted to talk about having a type.
So I saw this social media post the other day that had a picture of Kanye West and his new boo.
Oh, good lord!
And and with sunglasses on, even if you do look hard, you would kind of assume, or you might think, oh, they done got back together. He and Kim, that is. And it's not Kim.
Right,
It is
right. It's a lookalike,
a reasonable
a
facsimile
stand-in.
thereof.
Oh,
Does she look like
exactly.
Kim now or like Kim then?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Does she look like Kim
Now,
does now or like Kim does
She
then?
does look like maybe a thinner, maybe 10 year ago, Kim.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Like before I started pushing out babies, Kim.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's
but
what happened
still,
to her body.
yeah.
Oh, I know, but what happened was she pushed out babies, and then she was like, "Oh hell nah,
On top
I
of
got
it,
money. I don't have to deal with this shit." So
let me reshape some stuff.
exactly.
Yeah, it started before the children.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm just saying that that was the catalyst to a lot of the more ridiculousness that has occurred lately.
Yeah.
Self-esteem is free.
Get you some.
See, and I'm just not that judgmental on that. I'm just not. I
I
mean, I
am
feel
every time I
like
look at Lil Kim.
that's a whole different issue. I think.
Yeah, hers is run amok. Like,
I think that's a whole different issue
Y'all don't think Kim
than
Kardashian has run amok?
I think little Kim,
yeah. I mean,
like her
I think
shit is
yeah.
ridiculous. And I
I think
mean,
Kim
if you're gonna get
Kardashian.
that work done, you know, ante up. Like, go. I mean, there's no guarantee. It's really
Right.
all about how your body reacts to stuff. But
Exactly. But but I
once you
think what
see that shit
Kim
ain't
is
working, you
doing
might want to stop.
I think what Kim is doing is trying to is an effort to maintain a brand.
Uh,
What Lil Kim is doing, well, what Lil Kim did was an effort to change, completely transform who she was.
Gotta know when to say when, people.
Exactly. I mean, and even like I saw an interview. I mean, I know we don't normally talk about white people, but uh, I saw an interview about Courtney Cox recently where she was talking about how she had, lost it, when she started getting older and she started getting all that filler and shit in her face. And, she didn't realize how, bad it was making her look. So she had all that shit removed. And she is looking a lot better these days because she had all the shit removed out her face.
yeah,
But
getting all that toxic shit out your body is probably healthier for it. No,
well, and then there's that. But yeah, I mean, she looked pretty bad for a while there.
mm,
But
I think I've seen
yeah,
her in
I
forever.
mean,
mm.
I'm not opposed to doing. I feel like if you have the money to do what you can to make yourself feel good, then by all means do it. But you have to examine your motives. If you're in it to completely transform who you are, that's a problem.
You just like a whole nother person.
Exactly.
Why
And I feel
we?
like that's what Lil Kim did. Because Lil Kim went for I don't want to look like myself. That's what Michael Jackson did. You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
I'm gonna completely not be who I was who I am. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that kind of thing. Also, I think some of these plastic surgeons need to
They
stand
ass
up and
whoop.
Ass
say
whooped.
no.
Right.
Yeah, they need. Well, but I mean, they need to say no. That there's not enough
Yeah.
money you can give me,
To do what
because
you're
at this
asking.
point you're harming yourself.
Yeah. They like, fuck
Hear
it,
that,
cut that
Octomom?
check.
Exactly, and unfortunately, you can always find somebody, to do some shit, even if it's not, ill advised.
So back to the topic.
Oh, sorry.
Um, no, but so it got me to thinking about, like I know some people have a type. Like it's been said that I have a type. Okay. But what's the difference between, having a type and you being with someone and so I guess infatuated with them? I don't know what that is. But that you basically go out and find somebody who could be confused with their twin.
What's your type, by the way?
Um, my type is usually tall.
Because I haven't found you to have a type, honestly.
Mm.
Um, really?
Uh, yeah, I mean, when I think of your ex husband, your
See, you
baby
can't throw him
daddy,
in the mix.
your
He's an
high school
exception.
crush, your high school crush, uh, uh, your I don't know what I want to call him, your your sex partner, the youngin. You know what I mean? Like, there's no
Just put all
Wait,
type
your
wait,
business
whoa.
in the
amongst them.
streets. What you doing?
Okay. Well, wait. Okay. So you know what? When you said sex partner, and then you said the young, and I was like, wait a minute, they're not the same people. But I had to
No,
think about it. I know what you're
Sound like
talking
the
no,
about.
one in
I know what you're
Statue?
talking about.
you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
So, okay, so my ex-husband cannot be included in the pot. My
Okay, but
ex-husband,
but even if I take him out,
yeah.
there's no type there.
Well,
Even even
there is a
even if I
type, huh?
even if I extrapolate him, there's no type. Okay, your baby daddy, um, dude who has the best sex
We
according to
just gonna
you.
run down her
Um,
whole body count on the World Wide Web.
no, no, I'm like I'm just the ones that I know. The youngin, and
We get that. You don't have to name them.
I'm not naming them. And dude, you had a crush on in high school. Like, they're all different. Like,
Okay.
I don't see a type.
Okay, so if I took all of those gentlemen, even though there's a height difference by you know quite a few inches on some of them, um, if they turn their backs to me, like they all like structure wise are this like the same, like tall, kind of athletic, built. And even though like the one guy, he's not like high school crush, he's not that tall, but he's tall-ish, I'll say. Um, but
Mm,
back in the day when I had my little thing for him, um, he fit into that category. Like if you look at him now, it's like, yeah, no, whatever. He's changed a lot, but he fit into that category. He had they like the chiseled face and kind of that um yeah, the kind of chiseled face look. Now, what's the name? Eye Candy doesn't necessarily have a chiseled face, but again,
that's what I'm saying.
um yeah, they all have similar characteristics though. They do.
How, how,
Physically.
how tall is how tall is that Candy? Because
Six
he doesn't seem that
three, six
tall. Like,
four, 6'3".
is he? Like, I thought he was maybe about 6'2", 6'2" and a half,
No,
maybe.
he's 6'3", and
We
I'm betting
arguing
on
over an
6'4".
inch or a half?
Well, I mean,
Because I think about the guy that I dated in high school who was actually 6'4.5", and where I came to him, like when I stood next to him, and it's about the same. It's yeah.
hmm.
Grown ass man is counting half inches on height. especially after 6 feet.
Well,
Well,
no,
I
he
can
because
see
was a
if
I'm
you standing
counting.
basketball.
5'5" if you 6'3", just round up or round down. What are you doing?
Well,
He's not counting. I'm saying I'm counting.
he was the guy from high school. He was a basketball player, and all of those statistics mattered. You know, 6'4", standing at
You
six
ain't
four and a
never
half,
seen an
200.
NBA player described as
I
anything and a
understand that,
half.
but in high school they did something different. Standing at six
Mm.
four and a half, 230 pounds, blah 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 blah. Power forward, blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, I remember his stats. That's sad. His physical stats. Rest in peace, Duke 3830.
That's actually solid for high school.
Hmm.
Right.
So that's actually solid for high school.
Yeah, he was a good sized guy. Um,
I think I might have been a buck 70 back
hell,
then.
our center was 7'1".
Mm. Eating.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay,
anyway,
Storm, what is your
they
type?
have.
Um, like physically, like phenotypically, I like a tall, slim man, at least 6'4". Uh, but
Shout out to normal height dudes.
I mean, there's room for them. But if you're talking about my type, then at least 6'4". I've been known to have a thing for a couple of 7-footers in my life.
That is just too tall for me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me in the least. So, I mean, that's my, phenotypic type. Um, I tend to go for dudes with gray matter.
Does that mean in English?
I like it. Huh?
They need some
What's that mean in
intellect.
English?
I like
Mm.
an intellectual.
Okay.
I
Sapiosexual. Good
like
look.
some. Yeah, I like someone who can have a conversation. You know, that kind of dude.
Mm.
But yeah, so I would say that's my type. I mean, I think probably people who know me and know me well. Shout out to the Amazon. She could probably identify my type like right away. Like, she'd be like, "Oh, I know this dude. You would probably like him." you know. Um, and by the way, the tall is more important than the slim in that equation. So
So you listed them
yeah,
in
I
order.
mean, I definitely have a type.
Yeah, you don't have to be. I don't really like guys that are like, and my child's father excluded. I don't really like for them to be super super skinny, but you can't really be fluffy like me. We can't. I'm fluffy, you fluffy. We can't do shit but
I
create
don't
friction
mind.
and,
I've
friction and
heard
go off the
that's the
heat.
best sex, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
No,
don't mind. I don't mind a tall, thick man. Like I don't mind that at
thick is
all.
not bad.
Um, Tall and I wouldn't call it skinny, but slim is really more my type. Like like when I was in college, like I got obsessed with this dude. He was 6'7". I don't know, about 225 pounds of. Uh, I mean, beauty. I mean, just beautiful man. And let me say this about him, okay? And
So
this is what
funny.
pissed me off. And I know we were going to get to this, but this is what pissed me off about him. He was from Chicago, and I kept getting reports from people saying, "Yeah, I saw him with a girl that reminded me of you." And I'm like down to the same shoes. Like, like you remember them Lottos
Yes.
that we maybe you don't.
I
Yeah.
I used to
Like
have the patches
yeah.
to interchange the colors.
Yeah, I used to have the Lottos with with the city on them and stuff.
Lottos and
And
Lisses.
yeah, and
Lisses.
this one dude was like, yeah, she even I saw them in the mall. She even had the same shoes as you. She looked like you. He's like, for a minute I thought she was you, except for she was taller.
Mm.
And I was just like, and you're telling me this because like, but he wasn't the only one that told me that. And I don't know why, but that just particularly pissed me off.
Why? I mean, you say you don't know why, but like, have
Shout
you
out to
examined
tall
that?
women.
Well, just because why would you go get a reasonable facsimile? Like don't do that.
Because she was taller.
I don't know what the reason was because I never discussed it with him, but I was just like, dude,
Maybe
like
he
don't
had
do
a
that.
tape. Physically.
Well, maybe, but damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not dated. I don't think I've dated anybody physically. I like in the face. I'll say um, that had anything that where you could be like, oh, he looked just like such and such. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, well, yeah, no. No.
Um, and that's where I'm talking about. Like that would creep me out. Like if, and I know this is gonna
Well,
get heard, but one of my exes is now married to someone who I don't see it the way other folks see it, but a lot of times people say you don't see yourself the way other people see you. So,
right.
um, the woman that he's married to, I will say, she does put me in the mind of an earlier me.
Yeah.
But when he first met her, people were like, she just looked like a younger version of you. Like she could be your twin. And I'm like, and she's actually a really attractive woman. So I'm not insulted or anything in that nature. But
Or humbly bragging.
I don't see it. Huh? Well,
Keep
no,
going.
He said that's a humble brag. Yeah.
no, but no, I'm saying, I'm not in denial about her not looking like me or me not feeling like she looks like me. Saying that, oh, she looked like a dog or whatever. But no, she's a really attractive woman. Actually, I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, she might be at least a notch and a half higher than me. But I just don't see the similarities where a lot of his people, a lot of his old school friends, are like, look at her and I see you, and I'm like, But if I ever ran into that, I think that would be so super creepy. Like I ran into a guy a couple of months ago that he and eye candy could be twins.
Mm.
I have to send you that
That
picture.
that happened to me once.
Mm. And eye candy was not anybody who was serious for me. So it's like, and even that creeped me out. Like, dude, I can't talk to you. Um, I can't talk to you. I ran into an older gentleman that put me in the mind of his dad, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do that. I look at him every day in my house. I don't need another person.
Right. But yeah, when everybody kept coming back to me saying the dude was with old girl that looked like me, I mean, people were like, down to the hairdo. Like, they
Wow,
were like, she wears her hair like yours.
that's creepy.
She dresses like you. She has the same, you know what I mean? Like the same basic walk and, like the same shape and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know why, but that was just like really hurtful to me.
Mm, hurtful.
I mean, yeah, it
That's
was
a
hurtful.
that's a choice word. But I mean,
Why?
you were.
I mean, it was true.
I mean, yeah, you're
I,
entitled.
I was very hurt by that because, like, Why go get a facsimile?
So is it
Like,
that you
you know
were
what I
hurt?
mean?
Like, why go get somebody that looked like me when we could have made our stuff work?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like, dude. like, what
Got
are
it.
you doing? Because we broke up, and okay,
Oh,
and broke up is a strong word because we weren't really like in a official relationship, but we stopped talking because he went to the West Coast to try out for some NBA teams, and you know, obviously it didn't work out. But yeah, like I was just like I was hurt by that. Like, why would you do that?
oh,
You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, don't do that. Like you know my number. That was just I don't know. It was just it was weird for me for people to keep coming back to me and saying that. And particularly, he had this one friend who I used to say, well, who actually went on to play in the league. I will not call his name, but people who know, they know who he is. I used to call him his girlfriend
nah.
because he hated to see us together. Um, Hated it.
Oh, like
And
a little jealousy. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was just like I feel like I don't know. I got the feeling like I personally got the feeling like he felt like I was taking his boyfriend away. You know what I mean? Like that was his boyfriend.
I mean, you may
No,
have been
for the fact
taking his friend away though, because he's spending time with
well,
you.
right. But I used to always call it. I used to refer to him as his boyfriend.
No.
I would be like, I'd be like, your boyfriend is mad because we're together or whatever.
Gonna be in trouble.
But
Hey,
Which I'm
anyway,
girl.
sure helped the
dude ended up going
situation
to the league.
immensely.
So yeah, dude ended up playing in the league, and I won't call his name. But
Are we talking people from Texas Tech?
no,
Okay.
what the fuck I know about Texas Tech?
We'll get back to that after the mic's off.
But anyway, so that particular dude, I was on my way to class one day, and he stopped me. And he was like, "Hey, I ain't seen you in a while, blah blah blah." And he was talking about old boy, and he was like, "Yeah, I talked to him the other day." He was like, "Yeah, he's dating this girl. I think he's serious about her." He was like, "She looks like you." And I was like, "Thank you." Like another one, and
Appreciate
he
it.
was just like, "Yeah, but it was shade on his part. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
he was rubbing it in because he wanted me to know that dude had moved on.
Aw.
But anyway, um,
Sucky,
I won't dredge that up
sucky
because I'm over
person.
it. He was a sucky person, and I hated him for a long time. I mean, seriously. Like every time he would come on my TV, I had bad things to say about him. But now he's in the broadcast booth,
Ah,
and he don't he don't bother me as bad. But yeah, I still when I see him, I'm like, mm. And it's been 30 years. I should probably get over it. So, but
yeah,
anyway,
you might wanna.
right.
You might wanna.
Sure.
Yeah.
That got
Also,
really
I had a
vaginal.
sweet mate that was in love with him. Like she loved him, and she used to drive me nuts because she used to be like, "Oh, can you introduce me?" And I'm like, "You don't want that." It's like you
Aw.
do not want that. But I
Aw.
remember she used to get so mad at me because I wouldn't introduce her to him.
Aw.
But whatever. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I mean, a type is a thing. Magic, your type.
First and foremost, good luck to all my exes on finding another me. But I'm physically
Thank,
simple,
thankfully,
tall, dark, top
um,
heavy. Matter of fact, not the one I'm with now, but my last two girlfriends. Certain older drunk family members confused them for each other.
Wow.
They got to be drunk.
I'm from a family of drug addicts, and of course, alcoholism runs rampant. That's physically, mentally, like it's cool over everything. All the rest of that shit falls to the wayside if you're cool enough. But
Mm.
yeah, that last 10, 15 minutes, I feel like my dick is turning into a clit, and
Uh-uh.
Oh,
nah, y'all
first of
could
all,
listen. There's two women and one man on this podcast. If y'all go on women rants, cool, do your thing. I'm not hating whatsoever. I just
how is
stayed
that
out
a
of it and
woman
let y'all do your
rant?
thing. It's not a rant,
How is
it's a
that a woman
conversation per
rant?
se.
How was that a woman rant?
Do you know how long you just spent explaining why you mad at somebody for finding somebody that look like
I
you but act different?
I didn't say they act different. I don't know how they act, honestly.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, you made an assumption. Anyway, you wanted to talk about how big is overrated, so go on and do that.
Well, spit it out. We might as well get it over with if it's not too hard.
Right.
Next minute. uh, yeah.
If it's not too
Um.
difficult.
Once again, for the two men that listen to this, I'm telling you, up close and personal, speaking from experience, big dick is overrated. Can I get an amen storm?
Amen.
Who's into 7 footers? Anyway,
What's that got to do with anything?
I
Well, I
tend to
mean, it
think
does,
everybody's
but
proportioned, but I live in a delusional world.
you do.
Anyhow, most women, when, and y'all have said this before on the show, that the obsession with size is more of a man thing than a woman thing.
Hmm.
Clearly, yes.
So for fellas, most women, 8 inches is big. They're fine. If you, I don't want to say real porn, but like OnlyFans chicks, if you watch videos other than the, real wild ones, they're usually screwing their boyfriends. Look at their boyfriends. They're very average sized dudes. Matter of fact, very average looking and average built usually. And as a bigger person, I'm not going to sit here and brag like that, but I kind of sit there and I watch and I envy like chicks is real brolic with their mouth game on regular sized dicks. And as a big dude, I know I can't full stroke all the time, but I know it feels good to me, but it's not going to feel good to her. Like the shit is overrated. If a chick sees anything over 8 inches, it's like, yeah, it's cool to look at. Yeah, you might get some based on that alone, but they ain't trying to do that shit all day, every day, like they are average size dudes. So if you're average size, it's cool. Have some
First of
personality,
all,
be good at different things.
I'm not trying to go all day, every day, even with average sized dudes.
We're a little bit older than most.
Exactly.
After a man comes, is sex over?
Not necessarily. It depends on the dude.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, and I don't recommend snowballing or anything. Which is it brings up another question for
First
me:
of all,
what's more important, rounds or getting it right the first time?
um,
And I know this is an opinion statement.
I mean, I think it depends. I mean, I don't think there's a right answer for that. It depends on the circumstances and the situation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But it shouldn't be over just because, he comes. But, if you got you a selfish
Right.
dude.
And for the record, there are for many dudes, it's not. Um, I mean, I don't know the exact, physiology of it, but there are plenty of dudes that can maintain an erection, through ejaculation. And there are several who can't. So, people
Shout
are
out to the
different.
ones that can.
I
It's on an
mean,
old episode of what's the Ray
but
Romano
if you
show?
but if you can't, that's cool too.
You better get it right the
I
first
give
fucking time.
Well, not necessarily, but I give you a few minutes. But give you a few minutes to recover, and then we go again. I mean, and don't be complaining because dudes. First of all, dudes complain a lot about that.
Do
About
they?
what?
Well, I've known dudes to complain, and apparently, well,
About getting
never
it back up?
mind. I was going to say, apparently, I'm a lot, but apparently, I'm demanding. But
Who
Crack
would
that
think?
whip. Crack that whip.
I don't apologize.
Squirrel.
Right, I definitely have squirrel brain.
Take the
I will say
Ritalin.
that. I
Oh.
don't have Ritalin. I probably need
Vyvanse,
it.
ashwagandha, whatever you got.
You know what? I'm out of ashwagandha. I'm
I've been
glad you
taking
mentioned
it
that
for a
because
while and just realized what it does. I don't think it works.
it helps me to sleep. Honestly, like
Yeah.
it regulates my sleep cycle. Is what I think it does for me. As for all that other stuff, I don't need it to do that, so I don't care. But I mean, I don't know whether it does that or not. To tell you the truth, because I mean, I'm naturally what's the word?
Relaxed.
Lubricated.
Uh, I don't know if it helped with that, but I guess that was in the
I mean,
description somewhere. I
I
don't
hear
remember.
that it does, but I don't know. Like I cannot confirm nor deny because I don't know the difference.
Ashwagandha.
Shout out to Wet Wet.
Ashwagandha. But yeah, I ran out of my prescription, and I need my prescription. It's not even a prescription. I'm
Say, I
tripping.
just bought that
I
shit
ran,
off of Amazon.
right, exactly. I ran out of my bottle, and I need to re up because I was getting the best sleep when I was taking those.
I was getting the best sleep off weed, but I'm doing too much testing now, so I can't do anything.
Oh well, I've never had weed, but
For people who don't smoke, edibles work well. It's just as much as
I
I
want to
hate
try.
to downplay the local pharmaceutical distributor, you got to get shit out of a lab that shows how much is in it and experiment a few times to know how much you can handle.
I want to try edibles at some point, but I just
Because I've been laid on my ass a few times.
yeah. I mean, clearly it would have to be on a weekend when I ain't got no place to be. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
I want
sure.
to try it
I'm
one
sure
day. That's on my book.
Kay has a good connect.
Well, I was supposed to get some, and
Listen, I don't know
yeah,
the
that child
laws
be
in that
tripping.
state, so I'm gonna just
Oh,
delete
yeah,
this.
it's legal. It's legal in our state.
Okay.
So
I ain't
there's
trying to get
that.
Oh,
nobody in
it's not
trouble.
legal there yet?
Here you can I want to say you can have up to an ounce in 4 plants. You're
Isn't
still
it
not
something like
supposed
that
to be
here?
able to buy or sell it technically for a few years, but yeah, you're allowed to have a personal
Oh,
stash.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, they have dispensaries, legal dispensaries here, and
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, they doing the law in phases here. I don't know how it works. I go up to Maryland or DC and get everything.
good for you.
Back in my backsliding days, I have to be a saint now because testing.
Are you a saint?
Aw.
Yes.
You just
I
Oh
got
did
a whole
boy,
that.
chapter in the Bible. Duh.
uh, I disagree, but okay, agree to
My name is
disagree.
literally Hebrew for messenger of God. Pay attention.
Ew.
Okay, my name is German for flowers, and that
Are you a flower?
ain't true. More of a weed.
This guy in itself be true. Okay.
Well, I mean,
All
hey,
right.
That's funny.
I don't even like flowers. like I'm not a person who's like, oh, pretty flowers. No, not so much.
I love
I like
flowers.
I like lilies,
I love flowers.
but I'm not really a rose person, or
Roses stink.
you know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we digress.
All over the place.
Yeah, well.
We do.
Anyway, I have to.
What's it down?
Well, first I was going to
Oh.
say empty my bladder because I've drank like a whole lot of this strawberry lemonade vodka because it's very good. So I need to do that, but then I have to walk the dog.
Run it back.
Shout out to the dog groomer because my dog went to the groomer today and looks so cute
Aww.
with his little haircut, and they can put a little bow tie on him. And
Aww.
he's just adorable. So, but yeah, gotta go walk the dog. So let's wrap this up.
Peoples, if you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everyone you know. It is the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, the Threesome Pod on Twitter. Night night.
You know what, Magic? I was
What?
listening to. I'm sorry. I was listening to Hall & Oates' Family Man earlier, and it reminded me of you. But anyway, yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna have
Let's
to
be
dig
out
that
of here.
one up.
I
I
gotta
don't think I
go.
remember it.
Gotta go walk the dog.